Alright, y'all. Sorry I'm late. The heart doctor called and long story. Hey, never again if you're still in here. Or if you come back in here. Hey, what's up, y'all? Um, Sorry, I'm actually late because I was on the phone with my Hey Nesbit, Hey Puffy. I was actually on the phone with my heart doctor. I have to have a stent put in my heart next month, so I was on the phone with him. But I want to send out some prayers to Weavy. He broke his knee. Big Weavy did. He was having surgery today. I don't know if you guys knew that. So prayers to him. I don't know how long I'll be on, so I'm just gonna jump right into my story. A lot of you don't know my real name. My real name is Misty. Uh, I was born in Shawnee, Kansas. I was raised by my grandma most of my whole life because my mom was always too busy running around doing whatever she was doing. Uh, from age, I don't even know where to start. From age 4, my mom was with this guy. I don't, but he and she was with him for since I was till I was 18 years old, I believe. Um, my dad, my real dad. First off, my real dad was never in my life till I turned 23. Then he came into my life. Then he wanted to be part of my life, and I gave him a chance, and he's still in my life today. Um, but from age 4, when my mom got with this guy, from that age up till 11, uh, he he molested me. From age 4 to 11, he molested me. Told me I couldn't tell nobody, or he would hurt my family. Uh, so I never told anybody. I never opened up and told anybody till I was 18 and my mom left him. And after that, I knew everything was going to be all right. My brothers were big enough to handle themselves, but my whole life, I always was back and forth between living with my mom and my grandma because my mom was in drugs and stuff and like coke and all kinds of stuff. And but long story short, I was back and forth between them, and I can remember at 4 years old, my grandma, she lived in this ghetto part of Kansas City, Missouri, and every night there was a drive by in front of her house. Like she would have to come and she would run, and when she would hear it start at the end of the road, she would run into the living room and she would throw all me, my brothers, both my brothers down on the ground and lay over the top of us. And I would always ask her, man, grandma, why, who's going to protect you? Like, I don't want nothing to happen to you. So who's going to protect you? I thank God she moved out of that town. Thank God. Um, that neighborhood was really, people were shady there. They didn't care what they did, who they hurt. They didn't care. Um, my granny was, I looked at her like my mother. Seeing as she raised me, she, like anytime I had to dance at school, she's the one that would take me out, buy my dress, help me pick out a dress, help me do this, got my hair done, got my nails done, all that. She was there for it all. Uh, she she was a strong woman, but she could only handle so much. She was with a man that beat her, that I didn't know he beat her, but he beat her. And he just going through life, seeing my granny be hearing about my granny being beat, and but going through what I went through with being molested by my mom's boyfriend from age 4 to 11, and the other parts of my story, which I'll probably tell them in a different life. This one, I just wanted to tell my childhood and just chat up with you guys a little bit. But my childhood was pretty rough. It was got to the point. Hey, never again. Hey, Nesbitt. I think I already said hey, Nesbitt. Hey, Muffin Man. But it got to a point to where my mom was so strict with me. Like, my brothers could be outside past if the street lights come on, I need to be inside. My brothers, they could be outside past that. But it got to the point where she would lock me in my room so I couldn't go outside. Like, she didn't want me going nowhere. I don't know why. People said it was out of protecting me, but you don't lock a child in the room to protect them, especially when there's no bathroom in there. There's no way to get anything to eat or drink. You just don't do that. Needless to say, my mom has never been all there in the head. I love her to death, but she's never been all there in the head. Like, she's been through hell and back through her childhood too. She's been through being molested, being raped. She's been through all of it. And it's crazy. But when I turned 18, I met my oldest two kids' daddy, which I got a 17-year-old daughter and a 16-year-old son. I met their daddy, and I thought, I was in love. Like, you not like that kind of love that you think is the true love, but then you realize it wasn't love at all. It was toxic. Uh, I met him. I was with him maybe 3 months, and then I got pregnant with my daughter. We moved out to California with his family, and the beating started, like, daily. Like, beating, he would beat me daily, even though I was pregnant with his child. He would beat me daily. It was a daily thing, and I wouldn't even do nothing wrong. It just because he wanted something to do, is the way I look at it. So he would beat me daily. He he got attacked by multiple family members of his for beating me. His grandma, I don't know how many times I've seen her hold a pow pow up to his head and tell him if he ever hit me again, that's what's going to happen. Well, she she was too old to get around, but we moved out away from them, out of Decorah, California. We moved to Oakland, which Oakland is, I would not recommend living there for anybody. I love California, but Oakland's not the place to live. Um, we moved to Oakland. The beatings got worse. He was going out with some girl, with his uncle's girlfriend, and not coming home 4 days a week. And I just had enough. So I left him. I took my daughter at 4 months old, left him in California, come back to Missouri, where he had come, and I don't know how he found me or anything, but he found me. Um, my didn't think, I thought maybe, well, he goes, I changed. And then don't ever listen to him when they tell you they changed, because it's not true. It's not true. He promised he changed, that he would never lay hands on me again. And I got back with him, got pregnant with my son, my oldest boy, and the beating come worse. And it came even worse when he found out we were having a boy. He didn't want a boy for some reason, and I never understood that. Most men want to have sons, not him. He threw me down a flight of stairs. I would have to curl up in a ball in a fetal position and cover my belly to protect our son from being getting any of the effects of being beaten. He was he I can't even make excuses for him. He was so abusive that when our son was born, and if a puppy's in here, I'm sure she probably knows what this means, but if the umbilical cord, and some of you men might, umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck and tied in a true knot, which my doctor told me that means the true knot means that I went through too much stress and too much bullshit while I was pregnant. And if I would have moved wrong with him in my belly, it would have cut him off. It would cut everything off for him. He wouldn't have been able to breathe. He wouldn't have nothing. Um, he was on oxygen for 12 hours. I didn't get to touch him. He was immediately rushed away from me. I didn't get to see him, touch him. I didn't get to do none of that for 12 hours. Where I begged, I went to the chapel and I begged, like any mother would, the Lord to please save my son. And I looked at him after they took him away from me, and I told their daddy, "This is your fault. If our son dies, this is your fault." And I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to lie. Uh, my priest was in there from church, and he was telling me all kinds of BS that I don't even want to get into because I don't want to get into all that stuff anyway. So, because it can be make arguments happen, and I'm not about that. But he was in there telling me all kinds of stuff about how your family, when you go to heaven, they won't even remember you. And I looked at him. I said, "Well, if my son don't make it, they're gonna be taking 2 bodies to the morgue." And after that, I had security guards. But I've never attempted to do that. I've never tried to do it. I do not recommend doing that. Not worth it. Um, he came out. He made it through after 12 hours. He was breathing on his own, and he was doing a lot better. So that made my day. It didn't help that the night that I had him, we were under tornado warnings and watches, and so the anxiety and panic attacks was ringing in because what if we have to get moved and he can't move that machine downstairs with him or anything like that? The stuff that runs through your head when you're a mother and you go through all this shit, it's unreal. Uh, After that, I stayed after I had him. I stayed with their father. I think till he was 6 months old. When I come home from work, because his dad wasn't working, their daddy wasn't working. When I come home from work, and our boy is in his crib, screaming his eyes out, choking, and you can hear him choking when I come through the door. Um, our daughter is nowhere to be found. Like nowhere. I don't see her. She wasn't in her crib or nowhere. She was in our room, laying across my side of the bed. And as I was walking through our kitchen, I slipped, I guess the kids supposedly got to the butter and rubbed it all over the floor, but he didn't even think about cleaning it up. And I go in the room, and I have my boy in my arms, and he has puke all over him, all over his face. It was up his nose. I mean, he could have died, you know, and he didn't even care. I went in there and I screamed at him. I was like, "Dude, this is enough. Enough is enough. Our son could have died, and you got her in here safe and sound, but you don't even check on him." Um, he he claims, and my son couldn't even hardly. He was barely crawling at 6 months old. I mean, and he blamed it on him crawling into the kitchen, opening the refrigerator, and getting the butter out and rubbing it all over the floor. He couldn't walk. He couldn't crawl. All right. So I was like, "Dude, he can't even crawl." Like that had to be our daughter because at that age she was going into her. She was about, let's see, 18 months. I know she's older than that at that time. She was about a year and a half, a little over a year and a half, and she was getting into everything, everything. Like it was horrible. So like And for him to sit there and blame a 6-month-old child on that, I was mad. I was so mad. Yeah. Yes. See, that's another thing. My oldest two's daddy was doing that too. And I was like, dude, I don't do that shit. I don't do that. Okay. It's it was complicated with him. One day we decided to go pick my brother up, my brother Chris. He had gotten into some bad trouble. He was mixed up with mafia people. I had to go up and rescue him, bring him home, bring him down here to where I'm at now. And I asked him over and over because I knew he was getting into drugs and stuff, my brother Chris, and I knew it. And my old man was drunk on the way up there. And I told him, don't drive, you know, let me. And he wouldn't let me drive. Luckily, I made it up there alive, back home. But he, on the way home, he even asked my brother at his house, hey, do you got anything that can straighten me up? And my brother Chris was like, no, no. Well, we get pulled over because he's swerving. And but sorry about that. My little one was coming back and talking to me. Um, but we got pulled over because he was swerving. Two state troopers come out and they told everybody to get out of the car. Searched everybody. He had him, my brother, take his shoe off, which I knew where if he was gonna hide something, where he was gonna hide it at. He had it in his shoe. They both went to jail, and I I couldn't drive stick that well, stick shift. I'm not very good at it, but we were going. They left me. Okay, the first off, the highway patrol, which is no, you're not supposed to do this. There was no houses around where I was at, no street lights, no nothing. Like there was nothing. I was in the middle of nowhere, and they told me if they caught me driving, I was going down. And I had my brother's dog, so I was thinking, oh shit, what do I do? I tried driving it, but I wasn't. I was just learning stick shift at that time, and I almost went off this big old cliff. And I got thinking, I'm just gonna stop. I'm not gonna even try no more. But I was so far over on that cliff when big trucks would drive by, the truck would wobble. So I was like, fuck, I'm gonna something bad's gonna happen. About 5 o'clock in the morning, my brother Phil showed up. My oldest brother Phil showed up. We got all my stuff out of the truck, got in his vehicle with the dog and everything, and came back home. Well, my truck was left up where it was, and I met when I met this girl that I let their daddy go up there to get the truck with after he got out of jail. He explained her as his cousin. All right, so I thought, okay, it's just cousin, whatever, no big deal. Come to find out, it wasn't his cousin. It was his ex that he was seeing before me. Which, the long story short, he cheated on her with me. Then he turned around and cheated on me with her. So he was just a big, I can't even explain. I would call it a whore dog. But he was trying to always go back and forth. And when I found out he was cheating on me, I went, my mom goes, Misty, come on, we're going to go down to her house because his ex before me was my stepdad's cousin. So we went down there to her house and he was in there naked with hickeys all over him. I was like, hell nah, hell nah. And I left him. Needless to say, he found his shit outside our house in a puddle of mud, ruined everything from his electronics to everything. Like it was all in the mud. I didn't even bag it up. I just threw it in the mud. I was like, fuck, that's what he deserves. That's what he gets. At least I didn't bleach it like I was going to. This shit would have been really ruined. But I let him come up and get his stuff. He didn't We didn't talk that much while he was there because I didn't have nothing to say to him. He wanted to see the kids. I didn't let him see them because he had no business seeing him. After all the shit he put me through, I wasn't even about to let him. Uh, he got straightened up, got off the drugs. I did let him see them every now and again. Uh, he got back with his first wife. My daughter was with them. She was only 4 years old at this time. Same time it all started happening to me. She was 4 years old at this time. Got back with his first wife. She comes home to me. This is what broke my heart. She come home to me at 4 years old, and this is part of why my daughter has night terrors every now and again. Amongst the other part, you'll hear in a different life. But she come home and she looked at me and she was crying, and I was like, "What's wrong, baby girl?" And she goes, Ruthie touched my foo-foo," because she called it her foo-foo. All right. And I was like, "Do what?" And she goes, "Yeah, in three different rooms, mom." And my mom goes, "Here, show us on the doll what she did." And she didn't have to show me. I immediately called this woman, which didn't answer her phone because she knew she was gonna get busted. And I went off on her. I'm not gonna lie. I told her I was gonna kill her, and I did. I was like, "You do not know. No, you do not." Was her dad called back, said that she supposedly said that she was hurting down there. I was like, "No, my daughter knows." I said, "Even if she was hurting with me, I wouldn't touch her. I would have her show me what hurt, and then if anything was wrong, I would help her." But I never touched her down there, unless she was a baby. Of course, you have to clean her up. But things things just didn't add up, and so I had to take her to, I don't even know what they call it anymore. It's been so long. I had to take her to the place to get checked if she had been touched wrong. And they wanted somebody to go back there with her. I couldn't because I told the doctor, I said, "I can't." I said, "Because once you touch her down there, I'm going to come at you and I'm going to attack you." All right, sorry. But I had to take her to get checked down there, and they said that she was in roughly. Well, needless to say, they kept trying to deny it and all that shit, and I was like, whatever, you know. And she tried to tell me she's gonna get me for threatening her, and when I went to the cops with it, I straight up told them, I said I called her and told her I was gonna kill her. Well, any mother would have. You're damn right. Any mother would have done that. That's just the way it is. And any father would have done that. You know, it's you just I didn't understand why even her dad was sticking up for this woman. And I was like, "You're calling our daughter a liar, your own child. You're calling her a liar. Like, how do you think that makes her feel, thinking that you called her a liar? She's 4 years old. Why would she lie about that?" Like, and that's part of the reason she has night terrors. Like, she has been she's been through a lot through her life, but but with her dad doing that, and then her dad just quit calling, quit doing anything, get in contact with them. So she told me, "You know what, mom? You're my mom and dad. Forget it. I don't need him." And so did my oldest boy. And I've been there. I play football with my oldest boy. Needless to say, I get my butt kicked, but I play. Um, my daughter, 17, at 17, she is a terror. Like, I don't know, I'm gonna say this, and I don't know if a puppy will agree with me or not. It is easier for me to raise a boy, and that because let me tell you something. She with everything that's gone on with her, she is so dramatic, and she's got this one friend that it makes her 10 times worse on dramatic. She just I don't know. Like I'm telling you, she breaks one nail off of a full set I get done for her, and it's not even done for a week. One nail, and Mom, I need my nails done. No, I can glue that back on for you. You know I can. But I take her and get them done again. She, I don't know. And then my oldest boy, he don't understand why his dad didn't even want to try to get better for them. You don't understand. And I tried to explain to him, look, some parents just don't care. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that had to be your father. Like, yeah, yeah. It's easier for me to raise my boys than it is her. And that's bad because you think me being a woman, it would be easier for me to raise her, but she just, but I was nothing like that when I was little. Like, like when I say my mom would literally lock me in my room, like, so I couldn't go nowhere. And oh, it's another thing I gotta say. Okay, when I was younger, my mom would buy me these porcelain dolls. All right, these what's bad is the ones she would always buy me. Yes, see, that's exactly how my daughter is. She will, and then if I don't, but see, if I don't do what she wants or give her what she wants, then she makes me feel bad about it, and I'm like, damn, why? But yeah, it's hard. But my mom would buy me these porcelain dolls, and I don't know if y'all seen some of these porcelain dolls that they have. All the ones that she would buy me when I was younger had black or red eyes, and I could never understand why. They were weird. They were weird. I hated them. Like, but I had a big long dresser full of porcelain dolls she bought me. My grandpa, my papa, he bought me one, and I loved it because it was just so cute. It had real curly hair and it had brown eyes, and it looked like didn't look evil. But and I said it was set up on my dresser. Well, at night when I was younger, I would turn the dolls around and face the wall, but her. And my friend, I think I had two friends over there this night. We were sleeping and we got woke up by something falling. I was like, what the hell just fell? And I look over and my favorite doll was on the floor and its leg was broken off. I was like, what? Really? And then I look up and my friends, I could get them on here. I promise you I could. You can even vouch all the dolls were turned around facing back toward us. I was like, ah. So the next day, all the dolls ended up in the trash can. Needless to say, they ended up in a trash can. I'm not gonna deal with nothing like that. But then again, my brother, he had a Ouija board, and I don't do Ouija boards. It's nothing to mess with. And he would always use it in my room, and I was like, dude, I don't want that here. But yeah, my childhood my granny was my world. She raised me, like I said, from her covering us up from drive-bys. And, and I would be like I said, I would ask her, Granny, who's going to protect you? You need protected. Like, but she had always been the one to be there for me for everything. Needless to say, she passed. I think it's been 2 years now. Two years now. Yeah, 2 years now. 2 years ago. But that's the way I look at it. She still lives on inside me. She's still here. So I don't look at it like a bad thing that she's gone. She's in a better place. But the way the world is today, this world is just crazy. But I will be doing the rest of the worst part of my story will be told in a different live because I'm not ready for that just yet. So, but yeah, I just wanted to tell this part and just chat up with you guys, see what's going on. You see, that's what my daughter would tell me. like before I had my nine, oh, I didn't even tell you guys about my 9-year-old dad. I'll give it to him in a minute. But before I had my 9-year-old, she would always tell me I favored her brother. I was like, dude, I don't favor either of you. I love you both equally. It's the way it is. You may not believe it, but I do. But she got so bad when she was like 12. She would tell me she hated me when she come home from school, and I blame it on this little girl she hung out with because this little girl was horrible. The way she spoke to her mom, she would cuss at her mom, call her a bitch, call her everything. And I was like, dude, you disrespecting your mama like that. When I grew up, if you talk like that to your mom, your grandma, or any elder, you got popped. You got spanked or popped in your mouth. Like, you don't talk like that. But she come home and she was like, I hate you. No, I was like, no, you don't. I said, even if you do, I love you. No big deal. And but she is hard. She is. What's up, CB? Oh wow, I'm so sorry, little puppy. Yeah, it's never your fault. It's never your fault. When God says it's time for them to go, and this is the way I look at it. When God says it's time for them to go, it's time. It's their time. It's never your fault. Don't look at it like that. I mean, there's one thing I promised my granny. My Grammy, she would never be in a nursing home. I didn't have what's it called, the rights over her to do anything about that. When I went to visit her before she died, she was in a nursing home, and with COVID going on, they wouldn't let me even in there to give her a hug. They wouldn't let me or nothing like that. I was like, dude, this is so hard for me. I have to talk to my grandma through a window. Do you not realize like it was horrible. It was so horrible. And then she was so excited. Her nurses told me, she goes, I've never seen her this excited, like that you're here. She was she's so excited. She's so excited. And then the following day she died. I was like, at least I could have made, at least I got to make her happy for that moment in time to make her happy before she went. And I felt so bad because I promised her she would never end up. And if I would have had the rights over her, she wouldn't have been there. She wouldn't have been. A lot of people said, "Ew, I couldn't have wiped cleaned my grandma. I couldn't. I could have. I could have in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Like I don't care. When they get to that age, it's like this is bad to say, but it's like they're a child all over again. And she was to that point. As she was had dementia. I mean, she remembered me, but she don't remember a lot of other stuff. Like she was in a wreck with like, let's see, I think it was a year before. No, it wasn't even a year. About 8 months before she passed, and her car was totaled, and she didn't go. She wouldn't go to the hospital because she's stubborn. She's so stubborn. She was so stubborn. And I think probably who would get my stubbornness from, because I won't go to the hospital unless I'm like on my deathbed, unless I am like just so bad that I feel like I'm gonna die. That's the only time I'll go to the hospital. And she wouldn't go. And she hit her head pretty hard. She had a big old knot on it. She refused to go. I begged her to go. She wouldn't go. Oh, I'll be okay. I'll be okay. No, she wasn't okay. Um, but shortly after she died, my grandpa died, which they were divorced, but shortly after she died, he passed. I was like, good God, it just, when it rains, it pours for me. Like when it's deaths, it usually comes at three for me, like three in a row. And it did that year. It went my granny, my grandpa, and then my littlest one's grandma, three in a row. And I was like, damn, I just can't catch a break. Just couldn't. And it was bad. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. CB, was just I was late because I was on the phone with my heart doctor talking about having a stent put in next month and all that. Couldn't get him off the phone. So once you get him to, he will talk and he will talk about random stuff. Like he was telling me about his wife and everything. I was like, dude, I really gotta go. But yeah, we were just talking about having the stamp put in my heart next month and all that shit. She's my language, but yeah. I'm glad it sounds better. I was gonna try a different headset out, but I was like, I couldn't even find it. So yeah. See, there was a point where I couldn't even like my oldest two, they would fight nonstop, and it would be her mouth or her going and pulling his hair while he's trying to play a game. And I always told him, look, this is how I was raised. If they pull your hair or they hit you, you hit them back one time. That's it. And it's over. It didn't work that way. I walked in the living room one day and she had the blind cord, don't pull up your blinds, wrapped around his neck so tight. And I was with my little one's daddy was there, and he had to cut the cord to get it off of his neck. He had whelps on his neck from how tight. I was like, dude, you could have killed him. What is wrong with you? Like, I was like, I seriously want to beat you, but I know you're going to run and tell somebody because she would go to school and tell her nurse there everything, like everything that went on at home. I was like, dude, can't do that. Yeah. Hey, AZ, what's up? It's an honor that you joined for a second. Hope you have a good day at work. But yeah, my daughter, let me talk about drama queen. I've never seen anybody so dramatic as her. Like, okay, when she would turn 16, she got a car. Yeah, I didn't even get a car when I turned 16, but she did. And like, I asked her one day because my truck was in the shop. I was like, "Can I use your car?" No, no, I'll drive you, whatever. But she's dramatic to the point where everything's got to be done just. She's got OCD. Everything's got to be perfect. Like this has got to be this way. This has got to be this way. This has got to be this way. Her hair's got to look perfect in the morning. It takes her almost 2 hours just to do her hair in the morning. I'm like, dude, I don't even take 2 hours to do my hair. Yeah, see, that's how mine started, Puffy. Mine started with just like a heart murmur, but it just it kept getting worse and worse. And my daughter looked at me and goes, "Mama, please go get your heart checked out. There's something wrong." I was like, "I know, I feel it too." So I did. So yeah, next month I have to have a stent put in my heart. Not looking forward to it because I don't know how it's done. I mean, gave me a booklet and I was like, "What? What?" Um, I'm just not looking forward to it. Yeah, yeah. Maybe one day we get together or something on your channel or something, and we can just like discuss our like past and stuff or something or whatever. Don't matter to me, but it'd be pretty cool. It yeah. A lot of people. The worst part isn't come out yet. That's going to be on a different live. It's still hard for me to talk about, but it's I'll get to that point. Yeah. But thank you, CB. And also, y'all might want to send some prayers to Big Weeby. He broke his knee, I don't know if y'all knew this. He broke his knee and he is in the hospital. He's having surgery sometime today. I'm not sure if it was for the knee or if he went ahead and was going to do the lap band or what, but he's having surgery today sometime. I imagine it's for his knee. So he could use a lot of prayers too. So yeah, see, I go through that too. My ankle, my like there's times when my ankles will swell and they hurt, and it gets to where they hurt. Like my ankles will swell real big, and I'm just like, dude, this isn't cool. And everybody tried to play it off. Oh, that's diabetes. I was like, no, it's not. I said, yes, granted, I do have diabetes, but that's got nothing to do with it. It's I was bound determined to have a bad heart because my mom has one, my dad has one. My dad has, I think he said 3 stents in his heart, so I was bound determined to have something wrong with me. All right, I'll let you know, the puppy. Yeah, no joke. It's no joke. Like a lot, like I got a bad knee from okay, because I went to Job Corps, and it was crazy when I went to Job Corps. I think I was 16. I went to Job Corps, and they make you sign a waiver, like a life, like a death thing. Like so, if you die, your parents or whoever could come pick up your stuff. And I was like, dude, what am I signing? Because I signed myself in. I was going there for computer technology, and I think I was about a month, almost a month away from getting my degree in computer technology. And these these guys would always bother me. They would always torment me. They would always make rude, disgusting comments toward me. And they cornered me in the bathroom one time, and I was like, dude, what the world is going on? And luckily, I had made friends because everybody told me from because Job Corps is like prison is what everybody told me. Like you got your different like races everywhere, and to me, I'm being a Sicilian. I would hang out with the Italians, and I would hang out with all races. Like I had friends from every race, but luckily, these guys that I hung out with a lot were around, and they come in the bathroom. They cornered me in the bathroom, and they come in there and they got him away from me. But when I was running up the stairs, one pulled my leg, and I fell, and I hit my right knee. So now I got right knee problems. Like I fractured it, and I never got a brace for it to put on it or nothing like that. I left job for that night though. I was like, nah. But yeah, it's when you get old, a lot of shit start happening. And then when it gets cold with my knee, when it gets cold, my knee hurts so bad when it's cold. And speaking of cold, we just got like I don't know, it was like an inch or a foot of snow outside like last night. Shit's like God, I'm so tired of snow. I just want to live somewhere where don't snow. Yeah, see, everybody says that about me. You don't look like you've been to the thing is to not make yourself look, you know, because some people look at that like a vulnerability. No, what I went through has made me stronger. Like made me stronger. Like I the last thing I haven't told it it kind of messes with me still every now and again. Um, for good reason. But it's a story to be told at another time. But yeah, I was worried about telling my story on here because I know how a lot of people like to go run and say, "Oh, Misty did it." No, Misty's not this. Misty's not that. Misty has been through hell and back, just like a lot of us have been. But it made me strong, and my kids helped me to be strong, and that's what I look forward to every day. Yeah, Yeah, heck with the cold weather. Yes. See, that's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. I feel he gave me these obstacles to get through life that I had to get through my life to see how strong I was. Like to me, I look at it like he's got a bigger plan for me. Like he's got something big planned for me. Like I don't know how to explain it, but that's how I feel about that. I feel he's got a bigger plan. Like he's got plans for me. I don't know. It's weird. Oh man, here where I'm at right now, we got within I think it was within like an hour, we had a foot of snow. And I don't know if it stopped snowing or yet or not. I don't know, but yeah, it's crazy. Yes, prayers for Weeby. Hopefully he gets better soon. And they are not giving him no pain meds for his knee or nothing right now because he's got to get the Suboxone out of his system first. So you know what kind of pain he's in, like seriously. So big prayers for him. He's stronger than me. I would be. Oh no way. Mm-mm. Oh yeah. It's I start. Yeah. See, I'm in Missouri. I'm almost done by the boot. So it's like, good Lord. Right? Yeah. Yeah. I got a lot of scars. I got a lot of physical scars, and then I got a lot of scars from what I've been through. It's like it's okay. It's like this, and I respect these people. I got nothing against. I love them with all my heart, and CB knows who I'm talking about, and then you know who I'm talking about. I'm sure. Um, they could tell that I was in a Discord, and CB, you know who, and I got kicked out because I was drinking and I was bad, and I thank them so much for this because they got me sober. They kicked me out. They kicked me off the Discord to get, and they told me, look, you need to get your mental health checked. You need to get um sober from being drinking. Because I mean, there was a night I woke up outside in the woods outside my house. Okay, not knowing how I got there because I was drinking so much. I was drinking the big bottles of Patron, 2 to 3 big bottles of Patron every night, and I just couldn't do it no more. Like, I'm glad they gave me that push to get sober because it's what I needed, and I love them for that. Always will, always will. And nothing but respect for them. But yeah, it's yes, yes, and with all the people's lives that I go into, yes, I know I go into some lives that some channels that are drama channels and all that stuff. But you know what? The people that run them lives, I care about. You know, they're good to me. They're good people. Yes, they do drama stuff, but you know what? That's okay. I'm not the one in it. I'm just there to support them. It's the way I look at it. But I always get back now. Now with Zebby, it's different. I look at him like a little brother. Like I will fight somebody over Zebby. Zebby is he has helped me get through a lot. Like talking to him and all that stuff, he's helped me get through a lot. And I thank the Lord that I met him. Thank the Lord that I met Weavy. Uh, both good dudes, but Zebby, he consider him my little brother, and I will protect. I will fight. I'm not joking. He's yeah, yeah. See, and what's bad is there's some things Like, I think I posted a video on my Instagram about it. But there's some things that still, like, if somebody moves too fast around me from how my oldest two daddy did me, I'll flinch, or sometimes I'll shake because of it. It's I'm telling you what, PTSD is a motherfucker, like, for real. I prayers and respect for anybody that's going through PTSD from anything, because that shit is it's sometimes it's hard to deal with. Like, yeah, exactly, exactly. People do handle pain differently. Me, if I'm in extremely bad pain, I'll start laughing. I don't know why, but but see, this is what happens when I'm mad though. When I'm mad, I'll cry. If I get extremely pissed off, I cry and I shake. Like, it's a bad thing. Yes, me too. I am so sorry, Lil Puffy. So sorry. So sorry. It The only thing I can say is but I don't even know how to explain it, how to say this, but I pray for you, girl. I pray. I'll pray for you. That's I don't know. There with my oldest, I'm not gonna lie, with my oldest too, I didn't know how I was gonna get out of it. He just gave me that opportunity for a reason to get out of it. Um, I thought I was gonna end up stuck with him and be beaten for the rest of my life, when the truth. But thank God he gave me a reason to get out of it. Um, but I'm so sorry, girl. I'll pray for you. I hope things get better for you. I really do. That's horrible. Yes, yes, if you can, yeah. Some people can't. So it's hard. See, sometimes it's just too hard and you can't. It's complicated. Yes, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right, CB. Yep, yep. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. With my 9-year-old's daddy, I had to leave him. I had to. Like, I had to. Like, and because of that, because of the way he and my oldest two that did me, I don't believe love is real. Unless it's your immediate family, I don't believe it's real. Like, I don't believe it's out there. Like, for real. I just don't. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I decided to do. That's what I decided to do. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna, because my kids would even tell me, Mom, you need to go out on dates. You just, no, I don't. I need to function and worry about my kids before anything, and worry about taking care of myself before I can go out and love somebody else. I gotta learn to love myself. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the way it is. It's just how life goes. I don't even know what kratom is. Like, everybody's talked about that. I don't even know what kratom is. Yes, he's awesome. There was a night I thought I was gonna relapse and start drinking again, and I messaged him, and he sent me this song, which, if you have never heard the song, it's by NF. It's called "How Could You Leave Us." No, it's not about alcoholism, but I tell you what, that song made every want to get drunk go away. Like, it was gone. And I thank him for that. Like, he was there for me when I needed him. Needed somebody. He always is. He's just a good person all around. Yes, just you just gotta me, I just when I was told that I needed to get soap, I just clean cut, like done, done. Yeah, and that's when everybody knows to get away from me. Even my brothers, they'll even tell you because my brother Chris, he used to do MMA fighting, and he taught me how to throw my hand. I will box somebody. He taught me how to fight and all that stuff. And one day he come in there and I was so mad, I was shaking and crying. And he goes, "Sis, what are you doing?" And I all out punched him and he fell. He goes, "Sis, gone." And I was like, "Well, I told you I was mad. Don't fuck with me. Like, don't mess with me when I'm mad. If you see me mad and I'm crying, I'm shaking, it's not the time to joke around and mess with me. That's the time you want to walk away. Because you know, I can't control myself to what happens after that. Like, I can honestly say this: my kids don't ever get me that way. Never, never. They've never got me to where I was so mad I was shaking. Never, never once in my life. Never once in their life, should I say, not my life. Yeah, you're right. They don't. They think they can't live without it. Well, thank you. Wow. Yeah. See, it's my grandma. I'm gonna honestly tell you, my after my grandma died, this is the truth. Like, that's when I found. I'm just gonna go ahead and say his name. I'm not doing anything disrespectful or disrespecting him anyway, because I love the dude. Always, always will, no matter what. When I found Fetty or Breaking Fetters, when I found his channel, my grandma had just passed. All right, I wanted to die. Like, I didn't want to live no more. And when I found his channel, he made watching him and the way he communicated with the people in there. I was like, dude, this I feel safe here. I feel like this is like we'll be in the chat. I feel like this is a good place, and it is. It's a good place. And if nobody in here, if anybody in here is not subscribed to him, I advise you to because he is an awesome dude, awesome family over there. They are great people, amazing. Like um, but my thoughts of not wanting to be alive were gone after I found him. Like I went from being crying and upset and down to laughing every day, to having fun every day when he was alive, to doing this. And it was just great. It's a great atmosphere there, a great community there. It's awesome. And yeah, that's the one thing you gotta do. You gotta stay strong for your family. Yeah, PTSD sucks. PTSD sucks bad. Yeah, see, they all right, man. They with my oldest two, they tried to get them from me because they said I was an unfit mother or whatever I was. But what it was is that nurse at the school was harassing me. She was harassing, like she had it out for me from day one when my daughter started going to school there. All right. And she would always be calling me, da, 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 da. I was like, dude, look here. You're constantly harassing me. There's nothing wrong with my child. There's no bruises on them. There's no marks on them. They eat every day. What's the deal? Like, what's your problem? And yeah, I got escorted out of the school one day because my daughter and my oldest boy, my oldest two they were about 8 or 9. They were running around in the house and they bumped heads and she had a big old eggnog on her head. And the nurse thought I did it to her. So they made me get her out of school, go to the doctor, and get proof that it wasn't done by me. Well, when I got the proof, I went back in. I went into school. My mom was going to. I was like, "Nah, I got this." I went into school and I went right up to the nurse and I flung the papers at her face. I was like, "There's your proof. Tell me I beat my kids again and see what happens." And I got escorted out of there. Me and her don't get along. I don't like her. I hate her to this day. I will always hate her. See, that's exactly how I am, and it's not good. That's why when I get mad, I'll walk away. I'll try to go somewhere where I can be alone and isolate myself, like where nobody can be around me. I'm just like, it even got to a point where I would meditate. And let me tell you something, if you got anxiety or anything like that, meditating is an awesome way to go. I Since I started meditating, I feel great. Exactly. That's like okay, that's like on here. When people got a problem with the other adults on here, they always attack the children. Why? Why? What did that kid do to you? What did those kids do to you for you to be even talking about them? All right. The kids didn't do nothing. If you got a problem with their parents, that's fine. Take it up with them, but don't bring the kids into the situation. Like, no, you just don't do that. Exactly. 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 A lot of people just some people just got no heart. Like they're completely freaking heartless. Like they don't care. Yeah. My anxiety gets real bad. And with the way my heart is, my anxiety, I can't that's why I try to stay calm because when I get anxiety attacks, it feels like my heart's gonna stop. Like my heart I can't explain it. Like it'll beat real fast and it'll feel like it's gonna stop. And it'll keep going. It's crazy. Like I can't explain it. This it's insane. Exactly. Exactly. You're right. Yes, you are absolutely right. And see, I've had people call in, or the nurse supposedly say that, or my daughter went to school telling her that supposedly what she said at the house with her in the what do they call it? I can't even think of what they're called. The DFS lady, whatever the heck they're called, come and look around the house because your house is clean, spotless. Why are the people saying this? They said that there was dog shit all over the floor. I was like, dude, my dog don't even shit in the house. They go outside. They go outside. They are trained. They're good. No. But people were saying, and I was like, they're trying too hard to get my kids taken from me. Keep trying. Ain't gonna happen. Exactly. That's how I am. That's exactly how I am. Like there was this, oh man. I was at the store and I don't know if it was the father of this kid or not, but he grabbed this little boy by his hair and went beating on him and everything. And I walked over and I said, "Excuse me, sir, could you not do that in front of me? Because I don't appreciate that." I said, "It's bad enough you're not even spanking him; you're beating him with your fist. Come on now, you just don't do that shit. Like for real. If the kid is being bad, I understand if you want to pop him on the butt or something like spank him, fine. But if you talk to a uh, social worker or anything, they will tell you it's okay to spank them on the butt with your hand. Anything else is a beating them. This is exactly what they told me. I was like, dude, spanking my kids on the butt never did anything. Like it never phased them. Like they would laugh. Like for real. They do. You know what? If they would have looked for freaking Missy like paint pills off my wall, I'd have slapped her. I swear to God, I would have. I was like, really, really? Are you serious right now? Yeah. See, I tried to do adoption and they wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me do it. There is a little girl. Her name is Sierra, which is my daughter's name, but she spells her name different. She's actually, I think she's at my daughter's age, or she might be a year older, and she's got two kids now. But she calls me mom. She calls me mom all the time. I talk to her every day. She, mom, this, that. I go to see the kids. They call me grandma. I don't like it because I don't feel that old, but hey, it's okay. No, I think I spanked my oldest boy on the butt one time, one time, one time, and that's because he picked up rocks and threw them at me and my mom's face. So I just spanked him on his butt then. But no, I don't beat my kids. I take stuff away because you know what? If you take their electronics away, it hurts them 10 times worse than that spanking would. Yeah. See, my mom, I'm gonna be straight up honest. When I was 14 years old, my mom, this is what broke my heart. And you should never tell your child this. My mom looked me right in my eyes because I never wanted a daughter. I never wanted a daughter. I was like, wow, wow, really. After that day, I went and lived with my grandma, and that was it. I was like, wow, I can't believe you. How can you tell a child that you never wanted them? Like, I could never ever, ever in my heart do that to any child. Like, seriously, it's not cool. I never got spankings. I never got spanked. I just got locked in my room. Never got spanked. Hold up. Yeah, no, I never got spankings. I got locked in my room or grounded or stuff like that. I never got spankings. Like, yeah, nowadays, don't spank. Take their games away. Take their PlayStation away. Take this. It's gonna hurt them 10 times worse than spanking them is going to. I promise you. I promise you. Like, no joke. That's just it's crazy. People, it's just crazy. Completely crazy. Wow, that's not right, CB. I'm so sorry, yo. That's cold. I could never, never, never say that to a child. That's not right. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's horrible. Some people just got no heart. They don't care. They don't care who they hurt. They don't care if they upset you. They just don't care. Yeah, I just don't understand some people. Oh, the puppy wasn't in here for my last live, so I'm gonna tell this story real quick. All right, the puppy. There was I live in Missouri, and me and my mom made this trip up to Kansas City, Missouri. Which if you've never been to Missouri, you don't want to come here. I'm sorry. I will say this, but you don't want to come here. We were in Kansas City, and my mom was driving, and sorry, but we were in Kansas City. This was probably about in October. It was October, yeah, October of last year in Kansas City, and we're going down 435, this highway, and my heart broke. This broke my heart so bad, so bad. We were going down the highway, and I look over, and there was a newborn baby. There was still blood on his face. He's wrapped in somebody's hoodie. This broke my heart. Wrapped in somebody's hoodie. Had been chewed on by something or laying on the side of the road, and my heart broke. I told my mom, I said, stop the car, back up. Stop the car, back up. We backed up, and I looked at, and sure enough was. I called the police. They told me, you did it, you did it. I said, you can check me. I ain't had a kid in 9 years. Check me. This is not my child. I said, there's nothing. I didn't touch her, nothing. But my heart broke so bad. I was like, how could somebody do this to a baby? It looked like it was just born. Just born. Like still had long umbilical cord on it, everything. I was like, dude, that's cold. Like, how could you? How could you do that? Like, That's a baby. Give it to somebody who can't have kids. There's many people out there that would have took that baby in a heartbeat instead of just leaving it on the side of the road to be whatever the heck they were doing. I don't know why they did it. It's so that's why I hate Kansas City. That's why I hate Missouri. Because people around here do stupid stuff like that to children. And instead of giving it to somebody who can't have kids that would have loved to have it, they do that. And it's just stupid. They don't think. Yes, it was heartbreaking. I cried. I'm not gonna lie. I cried my eyes out when I saw it. I was like, no way, dude. No freaking way. No way. And it's horrible. But see, up in Kansas City, Missouri, they will take there's people up there that will take young girls like 12, 13 and pimp them up in Kansas City. Like there's a street up there called Prospect. You go to that street, you will see nothing but young girls being pimped. And it is horrible. It's so horrible. So sad. Yeah. Yeah, it was heartbreaking. It really was. It was so heartbreaking. Like I was after that, I don't even really like going up to Kansas City anymore. And that's where all my family is. And I'm like, dude, I don't even want to go up there. If they want to see me or visit me, they could come to me. Because the chances of seeing that up there again is real, real big. You could see it. It's so sad up there that there is little kids that like 12, 13-year-old kids that are homeless on the side of the road asking for food. Asking, it's it's very, very sad. Very sad. And it's heartbreaking. Like seeing a little kid have to go through that kind of struggle in life, it breaks my heart. And then to see that little baby not able to defend himself, not able to do anything for himself, that's horrible. Like them people, they should be left on the side of the road, tied up, and that be done to them. In my eyes, like that's not cool, right? Exactly. Oh man, it was so. Yeah, I can still. There's sometimes when I close my eyes, I can still see that little. I can still see it there. There's no reason for that. Like no reason at all, man. No reason. Even if it was a kid, a little girl that was too young to have a baby and didn't know what to do with it, there's places you could take it, and people would have took that baby in and gave it a good home. I mean, I don't get people. People here in Missouri are so shady as hell. I'm not even joking. It's like that everywhere nowadays, though. It's crazy. But yeah, it's insane, y'all. But okay, guys, I have to get ready to go because I got to feed my 9-year-old, make sure he's doing his schooling. Um, but Zebby should be live. I don't know when. I don't know when he told me, but Zebby will be live before long. So hopefully I see all y'all at Zebby's. I may go live again tomorrow and talk some more, chat it up, whatever. The Puffy, I'll get a hold of you about getting together and discussing our past and everything. I believe I got you on Instagram. Yeah, I know I do. I got you on Instagram. But I'll get a hold of you on Instagram and we can talk about it and everything. Uh, Thank you, CB. Thank you for coming in. Everybody that came in and stopped by, thank you. Everybody send prayers to Big Weeby. He broke his knee. He's in the hospital. He needs some prayers. Uh, so everybody show some love to Big Weeby and never, never again. Hopefully, I see you in Zebby's live. I'm not sure when he's going live. I'll have to check my Instagram or whatever, see if he told me. I'm pretty sure he did, but we'll see you over on Zebby's live when he goes live. I will be there if I get notified. Um, Prayers to everybody in the chat. Everybody in the chat. Prayers to all of you. La Puffy, prayers for you. Everybody, just prayer. Nesbit. I'll see you in Zebby's chat. But yeah, I'll get a hold of you, La Puffy. Everybody, I'll see you over in Zebby's live when he goes live. Much love. Thank you all for coming. And I'll probably be live tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'll let y'all know, or I'll have it posted. Oh, and one more thing. I don't know if any of y'all watch Blood on the Razor Wire. If not, y'all should check him out. He's an awesome dude. His name's Chad. I went in his live last night. Was showing him some love and support, respect, and everything. He is giving me his book he wrote. He's sending me a book he wrote. And I'm actually very excited about that because I'm excited to read that book. Because I've been wanting to get the book and I just haven't had time. But everybody, I'll see y'all over in Zebby's live. And if you haven't checked out Blood on the Razor Wire, check him out. Awesome dude. Anyways, I'll see y'all later. Much love.